Almost Famous with John Shea. Featuring local and independent musicians from the South Shore, Boston, and New England. On 95.9 WATD.
Welcome to the Tiny Stage Hour of Almost Famous on 95.9 WATD, introducing you to independent bands and musicians from across New England, brought to you each week by Tiny and Sons Glass. My name is John Shea, and if you're a local musician with original music you'd like to hear on the radio, get in contact with me. Find all the information on the Almost Famous page at 959watd.com. While you're at it, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram tonight at Almost Famous Radio, and subscribe to our podcast at almostfamousradio.com or by searching Almost Famous WATD on your favorite podcast app. Tonight we're being joined on the tiny stage by singer-songwriter Lainey Dionne. Good evening, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. So introduce yourself for those who might not be familiar with you.
So my name is Lainey Dionne. I started out as a folk singer-songwriter, and now I'm changing to the pop world. I'm from Rhode Island, and I have some new music coming out very soon.
Awesome. Before we get too much further, your name has a very special meaning. Talk about that.
Yes. So my name, Lainey, means bright light, and Marissa means by the sea. And so my name is Bright Light by the Sea.
That is cool. Very nice.
Yeah, my mom was great.
And there's a quote on your website to describe your music that reads, "The sort of music that immediately makes you forget that you left a burning oven on."
So
that is a cool quote.
So I went to Berklee College of Music, and while there, Verge magazine, what was a magazine online at the time, made that awesome quote about my first album that came out. So very folky, very singer-songwritery, easy listening. And I kind of tie that into my pop music too.
Very cool. And share with us your website.
So www.laineydionne.com.
Awesome. And there's some music that's out there from you, including an EP. Talk about that.
Yes. So the first album was the folk album, but I have since released 2 pop singles, Hey London and Skin. And I Love You to Death should be out by the time that this show airs.
Excellent. Well, let's hear a song live, and then we'll talk some more.
Yeah.
95.9 WATD, Lainey Dionne on the tiny stage. It's all yours.
This is Hey London.
Hey London, hey London, I'm so over it. Hey, black cab in Trafalgar Square, to the pub, maybe you'll be there. Don't care if it's a foreign plane, or I don't wanna be alone. Rainbows wrong side of the dash, terrified the car might crash, and gotta find me an Abbey Road before I catch a plane back home. Bittersweet goodbye. Hey London, my eyes are red, I'm out of my mind and over my head. And hey London, losing my grip, don't mind the gap, I'm so over it. And there's no room for me anywhere, so I say, hey London, I'm over it. So over it. Hey, phone booth beside Big Ben, call you up and just pretend. Don't wanna be more than friends, yeah, I just wanna be alone. If you wanna kiss a queen goodbye, then better hurry, 'cause I leave tonight. Clock strikes and you're out of time, I hope you have a good, good life. Hey London, my eyes are red, I'm out of my mind and over my head. And hey London, losing my grip, don't mind the gap, I'm so over it. And there's no room for me anywhere, so I say, hey London, I'm over it. So over it. Hey London Bridge falling down, I'm moving on now. London Bridge falling down, I'm moving on now. Hey, hey London, my eyes are red, I'm out of my mind and over my head. And hey London, losing my grip, don't mind the gap, I'm so over it. And there's no room for me anywhere, so I say, hey London, I'm over it. So over it. Hey, oh, oh, ooh, ooh, so over it. Hey, hey London, oh, oh.
Very cool. Lainey Dionne on the tiny stage tonight, 95.9 WATD. Fantastic job. Talk about how you wrote that one.
So, it's a bit of a story. I had a couple of foreign flings over in Europe, and one of them was with a British guy, and it was just crazy. And, you know, when you're in a different country, things are really, really romantic. And we just had a blast, and then it ended very quickly, and it was very much so a fling. And so I was kind of just like, wow, that's not what I expected, and I'm like over this. So then we wrote the song.
So I have to ask before I get to my next question is, when you write a song about somebody, do you ever tell them it's about them?
Yes. So with this guy, yes, I did.
Cool. And how did that go over?
We went over all right. You know, as best as you can expect.
So take us through your songwriting process. How do you compose?
So I start out by just writing song titles in my little memo on my iPhone. And then I just pick the title and kind of just run with whatever I'm feeling. I start with guitar first, a little bit of melody, and then words just come out.
So how long does it typically take you to write?
Well,
do you have an average time?
With these songs that are coming out soon on this album, I wrote them with other co-writers, pretty big names in Nashville, and Nick Schwartz produced all of them, and we wrote and recorded them in 4 hours.
Very cool. That's awesome. You'd never know. They sound amazing.
Thank you.
So you mentioned earlier that you're a Berklee grad. Talk about your time at Berklee and how it helped shape the music we're hearing tonight.
Yeah, so I couldn't afford Berklee. So I ended up going for 2 years instead of 4, but I got my 4-year degree. And I did fall, spring, summer. It was really crazy. There was no downtime. I did a little bit of shows, but there was literally no downtime. I was just constantly in classes. And I loved every second of it. I wish I could go back and do it the way that you're supposed to.
Now, I read, too, that you also attended a songwriting retreat in France. Talk to us about that.
Yes. So Judy Stakey has an amazing songwriting retreat. The one that I went to happened to be in France. And that is where I met a British guy that I wrote Hey London about.
Wow. All comes full circle, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what did you learn at that retreat?
So it was kind of like a wellness and songwriting retreat. So I kind of learned a lot about where I hold tension in my body when I sing, and you did yoga, and it was beautiful on the French countryside, and I wrote a whole bunch of songs, but mostly I learned about how I am in relationships and how easy I am to get into a relationship with a foreigner.
Okay. This is going to be a fun night, I can already tell. So once you have an idea for a song, maybe you come up with a song with a co-write, for example, how do you know when it's ready?
There's just like this moment that happens in the studio that you're just like, damn, yes. You know, and then from that moment on, I usually do demos first, and then we go into the studio and do the final takes. And that's when the real magic happens with all of the production, ad-libs, and crazy stuff.
Has it always been that way with you, or did that kind of evolve as you got more comfortable writing? Yeah,
so before I wrote my first album with Berklee kids, and we just kind of were in dorm rooms recording. It was just kind of whatever we could get, we got. And in Nashville, it's simpler because you have a producer that's incredible, Nick Schwartz, doing everything for you. But I'd have to say it's even more magical than just, chilling with your buddies in college.
That's very cool. We're on the tiny stage tonight chatting with Lainey Dionne about some of her new music. She has some new singles out, and let's hear another song. What are we listening to next?
So this song's called Last Flight. It is unreleased, so this is a little sneak peek about what the album's going to be like.
All right, a debut here on WATD. It's all yours, 95.9 WATD.
Back the night I heard you say, 'cause we both know it's almost time to brace for heartbreak. Before the dawn and everything's gold, we leave it all, we leave it all. We only have now, not getting any younger, not getting any younger, yeah. Why don't we stay just a little bit longer, just a little bit longer? Tell me, are we on the last flight? Tell me, are we on the last flight? Last flight out. it's the last time, I know that we're gonna fly high as we go down, crashing down, and free fall. I'll play the highlights of us and turn up the sound. I've got to know, is this the last flight out? We have baggage, I can feel the weight. We're slowing down, dragging out, twisting our feet. Passengers with missing directions, different affections, brand new connections. Tell me, are we on the last flight? Tell me, are we on the last flight? Last flight out. I've got to know, even if it's the last time, I know that we're gonna fly high as we go down, crashing down, and free fall. I will play the highlights of us and turn up the sound. I've got to know, is this the last flight out? We only have now, not getting any younger, not getting any younger. Why don't we stay just a little bit longer, just a little bit longer? Tell me, are we on the last flight? Tell me, are we on the last flight? Last flight out. I've got to know, even if it's the last time, I know that we're gonna fly high as we go down, crashing down, and free fall. I would play the highlights of us and turn up the sound. I've got to know, is this the last flight out? Is this the last flight out?
Really nice. Lainey Dionne on the tiny stage, 95.9 WATD. Talk us through how you wrote that one.
So this is with a different foreign fling.
Okay.
So I dated a Dutch guy before I dated the British guy, and we dated for a while. I saved up all my money to fly to him after college, and it just got to a point where the relationship, the long distance was just getting too much on us. And so when I was flying home for the last time, I was just thinking, is this the last flight I'm going to take to him? You know, and so when I was in the studio writing this, it just brought me back to that moment in time, when being on the airplane, wondering, is this it?
And does he know?
No. We don't talk anymore.
Sometimes it's the best move to make is to cut off all communication.
Yeah. It was the last flight out.
Yes. So take us back to your early days when you first started writing music. When did you realize that you could write songs and then play those songs in public for people?
So really odd that you asked that question after the song, because the first song I ever wrote, I was 12 years old and I was on a plane.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know. I guess nothing really has changed. I'm still very boy crazy. So all my songs back when I was 12-year-old was about I took inspiration from the Cheetah Girls and Avril Lavigne. So you can only imagine, really.
I was in high school, I think, when Avril Lavigne broke.
Yeah.
And I remember just thinking, this is just not my thing at all.
Oh, I love her.
And then, 10 years later, I'm like, this is actually really good.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, she was, 14 when
Yeah,
she was, writing and playing guitar and dating the guy from Nickelback.
Yeah. Oh, I would have loved to have been Avril Lavigne. That was the dream back then. So...
Share with us again your website and your social media pages.
So www.laineydionne.com. All of my socials are on there. My Facebook and my Instagram are at Lainey's Music, and everything else is at Lainey Dionne.
Cool. Now, going back again to those early days of songwriting, writing on the plane, for example, is how do you think your writing has evolved since those early days?
So,
besides the boy crazy,
I mean, it's still boy crazy, but I mean, I feel like I'm more writing from my heart now. I feel like all of my songs are kind of like a snapshot. It's just like a moment in time of how I felt. And back then, obviously, I was just writing just to write and be cool and be a cheetah girl. But yeah, now it's 100% a part of me. Like every song that you hear is just a photograph. It's just a moment in time of my life.
Do you ever go back and like update some of the songs you wrote years ago to kind of make them more
no, I don't think
pleasant?
they could be saved. They're cheesy cheese town. They can't be saved.
Maybe not like those old songs, but like songs that you wrote somewhat recently. Do you ever revisit those and say, I think this is good, but I can change a few things and kind of make them a little more current?
Yeah, so I kind of write in a folky-like style, and some of the folk songs can be turned into pop songs. Other of the folk songs, I think I might release them under a different name. I don't know. I really like the direction that I'm going in pop music, but, you can't deny your roots.
How do you differentiate writing from a folk perspective to writing from a pop perspective?
So I feel like lyrically, my lyrics haven't changed too much. It's just more melodically. I'm writing more catchier hooks. And plus, when I'm in the room with my producer and whatever co-writers in there at the time, most of the people that I write with are pop top liners. So it just happens. It happens to be pop at the time. You could definitely hear some of the folk elements still in my voice and in my lyrics, but it's got that pop drive and beat.
It definitely does.
Yeah.
I can totally hear it. We are up against our first break. We have a lot more to chat about with Lainey Dionne on the tiny stage right here, 95.9 WATD. Stick around.
And now, back to Almost Famous on 95.9 WATD.
Welcome back to the tiny stage hour of Almost Famous, 95.9 WATD. Introducing you to independent bands and musicians from across New England. Every Tuesday night brought to you by Tiny and Sons Glass. My name is John Shea, and tonight we're being joined on the tiny stage by singer-songwriter Lainey Dionne. Good evening. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am great. You're sounding fantastic tonight.
Thank you so much.
Share with us again your website and any social media pages.
Yes. So my website is www.laineydionne.com. All of my socials are on there, but you could look me up on Facebook and Instagram at Lainey's Music and everything else at Lainey Dionne.
And what is out there for music, speaking of which?
So I am on Spotify, iTunes, and every other streaming service you could think of. I have 3 singles out: I Love You to Death, Hey London, and Skin.
And you've also, you're in the works right now to release a full length. Talk about that. That's going to be probably, mid to late summer?
Yes. So it'll be coming out late August, and it is 12 songs, which is more than I've ever released ever before.
Nice.
So it'll be fun.
Are those 3 singles that are out now, are they going to be included on that, or are they going to be in addition to that?
So they are all on the album. So you get a little taste of what the album will end up sounding like. And I'm playing unreleased ones today.
Sounds great. Love it. So how far along are you with the actual recording process?
So right now, 6 songs are done. 3 songs are demoed, and 3 songs are ready to go into the studio.
Awesome. And how many of those songs are about foreign guys?
Oh, that's a great question. I would say 3, maybe 4, maybe 4.
Well, as of this recording.
Yeah. Never know who I'm going to meet next.
That's very true. Awesome. So in addition to the album, things are starting to open back up again. Do you have any shows planned?
Yes. So I play every single week in my hometown of Smithfield, Rhode Island at Country Kitchen. But I'm sure by the time this airs, I will have other dates set up for Just Original Showcase, because I also do cover music live, too.
Cool. So I can say here on the South Shore, we're famous for bar pizza. Why should people go to Smithfield, Rhode Island to see you? Other than you'll be there.
Well, I'd like to say that we have the best seafood.
Okay.
But that could be debatable. The place where I play at has amazing food. So if you want to come out to see little old me and eat some amazing food, you could come to my hometown.
That sounds good enough. Very cool. Let's hear another song. What are we listening to next?
So this one's called Old Enough. And it's funny that we were just talking about how I wrote songs on planes, because this song is all about that nostalgic little girl feeling that you get when you have a crush.
Sounds great. Lainey Dionne, 95.9 WATD. By the way, Songs on Planes is a good album title.
Songs on Planes. Yes, that might be you don't know. It could be the title of the album.
The tiny stage is yours. Take it away.
First kiss feeling, it kinda tastes like that. It puts me on the ceiling. You're taking me right back to the nights I felt like falling. I had to catch your calls when you were calling the house, so nobody finds out. Take care of your heart, keep your options open. Don't let it get stolen or broken. Not gonna quit, it's worth the risk. You're a mistake worth making. I found you, I'm not giving up. They tell us we're not old enough. See where this goes, time takes its toll. Don't know the road until we drive it. They tell us we're not old enough. Nobody is too young for love. Nobody is too young for love. Listening to Radiohead on the stereo, drown out what they said. Yeah, we're not traditional. They say millennials are all broke on dope. Don't know what we don't know. All we wanna do is love. We don't need to rush. It's more than just a crush. Not gonna quit, it's worth the risk. You're a mistake worth making. I found you, I'm not giving up. They tell us we're not old enough. See where this goes, time takes its toll. Don't know the road until we drive it. They tell us we're not old enough. Nobody is too young for love. Nobody is too young for love. And if we could live 100 years, yeah, we still feel the same as we do right here. Not gonna quit, it's worth the risk. You're a mistake worth making. I found you, I'm not giving up. They tell us we're not old enough. See where this goes, time takes its toll. Don't know the road until we drive it. They tell us we're not old enough. Nobody is too young for love. Nobody is too young for love. Nobody is too young for love. Ooh, 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 nobody is too young for love.
Awesome. Lainey Dionne, 95.9 WATD. Walk us through how you wrote that one.
So this one was written with Jordy Searcy, and it was just a blast. Writing it was really fun because we were just thinking about all, like, obviously you reference a house phone in there. Who has a house phone anymore that you have to call your crush on? You know, you use cell phones. So we were just thinking about all the nostalgic feelings that you get back in high school, I guess for me, when you would just have a crush, and, you know, it's awkward and it's fun and it's this light feeling that you have. So
talk about working in the studio, because it sounds like when you're recording, you're just having a complete blast.
Yes. So I was having a total blast. I was actually really sick when recording these songs. And I went to the hospital right afterwards.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I actually had meningitis. So you can't tell in any of the recordings that I'm, like, dying. But I was. But I don't know.
At least it wasn't COVID.
Yeah, at least it wasn't COVID. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, in the studio, it's just like a different experience, I guess. I'm from a very small town, and going to Berkeley was a lot of fun. That was like the first time that I ever saw like a Neve board and like really incredible equipment. But going to Nashville, I don't know. It was just like, it was like a fun vacation, outer body experience. I don't even know how to describe it. It was just like my dreams are coming true all at once in the studio, which sounds super cliche, but pretty much.
Something that always fascinates me, and I'm from this area, which is, you know, just a few miles outside of Boston. So, you know, I grew up going to, when I was in, you know, college age, I was, you know, going to shows in the city all the time. And even sometimes in Providence, too. I'd go check out some shows there. But from where you are in Smithfield, what was that music community like?
I mean, we're known for one major band, and I think that's about it. We don't really have a music scene. I was very lucky that my high school had a talent show-ish thing put on by not the music teacher, and that's where I really got into performing live with a band, and that was the first time I've ever performed with a band. But we don't have any music venues in Smithfield, so it's all bar crowds.
Speaking of performing, you've shared the stage with some amazing names. Talk about some of those.
Yeah. So The Head and the Heart, they were one of my favorite folk bands of the time. Chase Rice, which I'm not country. I was very lucky to just get into that show. And then I opened up for Drake Bell, which was so cool because I had such a crush on him on Nickelodeon. It was crazy.
Now, were you able to compose yourself when you were performing?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I got to hang out with him backstage in his little dressing room before I went on. So I was totally fangirling. It was insane.
But he's not foreign, is he?
No, he's not foreign. But he was Drake on Drake and Josh,
That's true, yeah. So one outweighs the other.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And also, along the way, you've collected a few awards.
Yes. So one of the ones that's not too far from here is the New England Songwriting Competition. It's on the Cape.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And that was cool. I've always gotten second place on that. But just recently, I won first place on Unsigned Only, which was really cool. Got really great prizes. Super grateful to have been in that competition. And then I got third place in the International Songwriting Competition, both for Hey London, which was really cool.
That's great. Wow, congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
Along your journey, is there a particular stage that you look forward to performing on each year?
I've only played The Strand, which was the old Lupo's. I don't know if you said you've seen a few concerts in Providence, right? Have you ever been to Lupo's?
I have not.
Oh. Well, I played The Strand and the Met, and both of those are...
The Met I've been to.
Yeah, both of those are really fun. They're good stages. So I opened up for Drake Bell at the Met.
Oh, very cool.
But yeah, playing The Strand, that's a big stage, so that's a lot of fun.
How about your dream stage?
Ooh, I would love to play one of the major festivals. I don't care which one, but it would be cool to play one,
We're on the tiny stage tonight with Lainey Dionne here on 95.9 WATD. This is Almost Famous, introducing you to independent bands and musicians from across New England. And it's time for another song. What are we listening to next?
So this one is called Skin, and we're gonna take it down a level because this one's a little depressing.
The radio edit, I hope.
Yes, it is the radio edit. But yes, so this one is. Do you want me to tell you a little bit of what it's about?
Sure.
Okay. So this song is about kind of how depressed you get in a relationship, and you kind of have to hide it, and you start feeling like you're a stranger in your own skin, which is the chorus of the song.
Let's hear it. WATD, it's all yours.
Wake up beside you in the morning, paint a smile on my face, tell you everything you wanna hear, that's what'll make you stay. I hide the tide under my breath, burying the heavy load. I dress myself in armor so no one will ever know. I'm a stranger inside my skin, only playing pretend. I don't know a thing about love, I don't know a thing about love. Close my eyes and wait for the end, I just can't let you in. I don't know a thing about love, I don't know a thing about love. You wouldn't even recognize me if you cut me open right now. It's like the other half of my heart doesn't want to be found. Fading deeper in the bathtub, tell myself that I'll be alright. Soaking in my own sadness, but I'll get through another night. I'm a stranger inside my skin, only playing pretend. I don't know a thing about love, I don't know a thing about love. Close my eyes and wait for the end. I just can't let you in. I don't know a thing about love. I don't know a thing about love. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Are we just skin deep lovers stuck in skinny troubles? Tell me, can I hear you when it all goes quiet? It all goes quiet, frozen in your ocean, locked up. Oh my, am I shy somehow? I wanna hear you when it all goes quiet. But there's just silence. I'm a stranger inside my skin, only playing pretend. I don't know a thing about love. I don't know. Close my eyes and wait for the end. I just can't let you in. I don't know a thing about love. I don't know a thing about love. I don't know a thing. No, no, no. I don't know a thing about love. I don't know a thing about love. I don't know a thing about love. I don't know a thing about love.
95.9 WATD, Lainey Dionne on the tiny stage tonight. And that's one of the three singles that you have up on Spotify right now.
Yes.
Share with us again your website and your social media pages.
So my website is www.laineydionne.com, and my Facebook and Instagram are at Lainey's Music, and everything else is at Lainey Dionne.
So we covered the Cheetah Girls, we covered Avril, we covered Drake, and I'm curious to know your influences.
Yeah, so I get influenced by different people that I randomly find on Spotify. But I'd say pretty constant. I really love Sigrid. I don't know if you've heard of her.
I haven't.
Oh, you got to look her up. And Gabrielle Aplin, both shows I've seen in Boston right before the pandemic. But yeah, both of them, I cannot deny any one of their songs on the album. Another artist like that is Lorde for me.
Love Lorde. Yeah, she's amazing. What's a song you wish you had written?
Liability, Lorde. Hands down.
Do you have any songs that are too personal to share?
No.
Okay.
One of the songs that's coming out on my album is very, very specific. Like, very specific to the guy that it's about.
Good or bad?
It's one of those, like, I'm done, kind of like angry Avril Lavigne songs.
Okay.
But it's very peppy. So it's not like a sad song. It's more of like an angry, angsty, cheery
So
kind
it's
of
a happy
song.
screw you type of song.
Yeah, it's a happy screw you type of song, yes.
Okay.
But it's very specific. So if I were to say, like, that's too personal, it's not. Like, everything's all out on the table in that song.
So basically, if that person is listening and they hear that song, they know exactly who it's about.
Oh, yeah, I had to show it to him before I released it to my producer because I was like, this is very specific to you. Are you okay with this? And he gave it the okay. It's called Wake Up Call on the album for those of you that are listening.
Okay. Remember that.
Yes.
And it's coming out late August, so mark that on your calendars. I think we have time for two more songs, so what are we playing next?
Yes. So next is an unreleased song that I actually just wrote a week ago.
Ooh, okay.
And it's going on the album. So very fun, very fun. It is called Damned.
Okay, let's hear it. Lainey Dionne on the tiny stage, 95.9 WATD. It's all yours.
I don't usually get annoyed easily, but I've been sick hiding these feelings. It's always been about you, never been about me. Your ego breaks through the ceiling every time I think we're going somewhere. You turn around and say it's going nowhere. It's like like talking to a brick wall, waiting for you to say what I wanna hear, thinking it's my fault, but I can't control that. You don't really care if you're done with me. I will let you leave, or I'll never understand what happened. But now I don't give a damn. I don't wanna look you up on the internet. I don't wanna know what you've been doing. Say you're busy changing, still procrastinating. I'm communicating, trying to hold on. It's like talking to a brick wall, waiting for you to say what I wanna hear, thinking it's my fault, but I can't control that. You don't really care if you're done with me. Then I will let you leave, or I'll never understand what happened. But now I don't give a damn. I'm not gonna make you stay if you don't appreciate me. I'm not gonna fight for you if you won't fight for me. I'm not gonna let you back in just so you can leave again. No, I'm not gonna, I don't wanna. I'm too fed up to give a damn. I'm not gonna make you stay if you don't appreciate me. I'm not gonna fight for you if you won't fight for me. I'm not gonna let you back in just so you can leave again. Oh, I'm not gonna, I don't wanna. I'm too fed up to give a damn. Talking to a brick wall, waiting for you to say what I wanna hear, thinking it's my fault, that I can't control that. You don't really care if you're done with me. Then I will let you leave, or I'll never understand what happened. But now I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn.
Awesome. Lainey Dionne on the tiny stage tonight. 95.9 WATD. Walk us through how that one was written.
So I wrote this one with Alexa Capelli. She's amazing, too. You can look her up on Spotify. We're discussing my most recent relationship, and it just got to a point where he wasn't putting in much effort. And, you know, you can't stay and you can't make somebody want you or want to stay with you. And at that point, I was just like, I'm not gonna try anymore. I don't give a damn. So that's where that song was born.
What percentage of the guys who have dated you have songs written about them?
Oh, let's see. Well, there's a couple of them that are written by guys about guys that I wish I had dated, but didn't. But I'd say probably 70%. There's a couple of like relationships that were just duds that I didn't need to write songs about.
Like not worth a song.
Yeah.
Not worth the paper. So I want to talk about your co-writing for just a moment here too. And when you are partnering with somebody to co-write, how were those partnerships coordinated?
Some of them people just find me online, or I find people online and I just send them a message and say, hey, you want to co-write? But specifically, most of them on the album were written with people that my team set up for me in Nashville. So the song Hey London that I wrote with Gabe Simon, and he's written for Dua Lipa, and the other two singles that are out, I Love You to Death and Skin, were written with Ethan Hulse, and he's won tons of things. So they're really big people, and it's such a privilege to be able to write with them.
What happens if this has happened? What happens when a co-writing partnership just doesn't work?
Yeah, so this hasn't happened yet. But I don't know. I guess I'm kind of an awkward-ish person, and I would just kind of like go through with it and then probably not release the song if it just like wasn't jamming with my vibes.
Yes. And I can say the most amazing people that I've met, the most talented in both the music industry and the radio industry, are the most awkward people on the planet.
Hello.
Exactly. So we are chatting tonight with Lainey Dionne on the tiny stage on 95.9 WATD. We have one more song left and a little more to chat about as well, so stick around right here on 95.9 WATD and, of course, 95.9WATD.com.
And now, back to Almost Famous on 95.9 WATD.
And for the final time tonight, welcome back to the tiny stage on Almost Famous 95.9 WATD, introducing you to independent bands and musicians from across New England. Every Tuesday brought to you by Tiny and Sons Glass. My name is John Shea, and for the final time tonight, we say hello to Lainey Dionne. Good evening. How are you?
Still good.
Awesome. That's great.
This is exciting.
This is great. I'm glad I'm finally pronouncing your name correctly.
Yeah.
Took a while. So introduce yourself one final time.
So my name is Lainey Dionne, Rhode Island born and raised, singer-songwriter, playing some pop music for you guys.
Sounding great. And you've got a couple of singles out there. You've got a folk EP, and you've got a new album on the way.
Yes. So the songs that you're hearing today are the acoustic versions, but the songs that are out, super produced, really well done.
And
by
they
Nick
sound
Schwartz.
great.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And the new album, talk about that. When is that potentially due, and how can people follow that?
Yes, so the pandemic threw a little wrench in it, but hopefully it'll be done by the end of August, and it will be on Spotify, iTunes, all of the other streaming services that are out there. It's 12 songs, so I'm really excited.
Before we go into your final song, take us through how it was written.
Yes, so this song's called I Love You to Death. Very much in line with all of my other relationship songs. And it's just about when you have your blinders on and you don't see that the person that you're dating is just not good for you. You just love them to death. You know, you don't see that they're like slowly just grabbing you and killing you.
You know what you need? You need a podcast.
I need a podcast. Dating and Songwriting by Lainey Dionne.
I like it. And is this going to be on the new record?
Yes. So this is the single that will be released by the time this is out. And it'll be the last song on the record, I'm pretty sure.
All right. Let's hear it. Thank you again. Get home safely, and we'll hopefully talk to you very soon.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
Anytime. 95.9 WATD, the tiny stage is yours.
Your touch pulls me underwater, and I don't mind it going down, down, and I don't mind it if I drown, drown. Your body kills me. Maybe I'm overdosing. Don't wanna think about it right now. Sinking deep into your eyes now, holding you close till I lose you. If it's the last thing I do, I just want you to know that it's true, it's true. I love you to death, I love you to death, love you to death. You're pushing me over the edge, you're taking the breath right out of my chest. You shot me in the heart, and I didn't know I wasn't bulletproof, but I can't help it. I love you to death. I love you even if you're the death of me. You make the sky blush, red like fire, burning fever when you touch my lips. Only want you cause you're dangerous. Wrap me in your arms, constrict me, suffocate me. Got me turning to the color blue, but you're always such a perfect view. I love you to death, love you to death, love you to death. You're pushing me over the edge, you're taking the breath right out of my chest. Shot me in the heart, and I didn't know I wasn't bulletproof, but I can't help it. I love you to death. I love you even if you're the death of me. Till death do us part. Till death do us part. I love you to death. I love you to death. You're pushing me over the edge. You're taking the breath right out of my chest. And I didn't know I wasn't bulletproof, but I can't help it. I love you to death. I love you even if you're the death of me. Till death do us part. I love you to death. wasn't bulletproof, but I can't help it. I love you, didn't know I wasn't bulletproof, but I can't help it. I love you today.